introduce you.
Hey, right now you're watching Casino is the Name, and I've been getting tons of questions from you guys. In case you don't know, I'm an accountant, and a lot of people want to know what my journey was to becoming an accountant. So I started out in the Air Force as an avionics technician. So I worked on navigation, radar, weapon systems for the F-16. Then I later cross-trained into healthcare management. And so there I eventually became NCOIC of medical records. And so I did some system stuff, installing computers and screens and all kind of stuff. And I was basically in the Air Force for several years, about 13 years or so. And then I decided it was time to go back to school. Because every time I was trying to go to school while I was still in, I kept getting activated, kept getting put on orders. So that didn't work out too well for me. And I ended up having to clip a lot of classes. Instead of going to the class, I ended up just testing out of it, right? So some people may have taken, most people, I would think, go to a class and sit out in the class and actually do the work for the class over several weeks. Me, because of the military and how I was being activated, I just had to go down there and take a clip test. So that's what I did. I clipped my way through just about an associate's degree. For what I needed left, I pretty much clipped most of my associates. And I took a couple classes here and there, and eventually got my associate's degree. And then I went full on in and was like, okay, I gotta get serious about this thing. So I pretty much got out just to go back to school and try to be full time. And I was successful. I finished my bachelor's degree, but before I finished my bachelor's degree, I was reading a lot about internships. So, and how vital internships are for your career, especially in accounting. Everything I saw, everything I had read said internships are important for accountants. So, well, not internships, but experience is important. So I wanted to try to get as much experience as I could before I went out into the job market. I don't understand why some people wait until they're done with their school stuff before they even start looking to see where they're going to work, how they're going to get experience, if they're going to get experience, how much they're supposed to make, what are they trying to make. Most people who I know go to school, get their degree, and then if I ask them, well, how much does this degree pay? They said, oh, I have no idea. What? So anyway, I knew I wanted to do an internship, and my teacher, so as soon as I had Accounting 1, my teacher, my professor, she said that we were able to come work for her for the summer because her family has a business, and that we can work for her as an internship. As long as you have Accounting 1, most places, from what she said, most places said that, I guess you could come intern there as long as you had Accounting 1 at least. So she was our Accounting 1 teacher. So anyway, fast forward, I was planning on doing that, but then I was looking at the fact that she wasn't going to pay us. And so I wasn't with that. I was getting my money from my post 9/11 GI Bill. So somewhere I read, and that's why reading is so important, man. Read. So I read somewhere that if you were on the post 9/11 GI Bill or the vote rehab, and post 9/11 GI Bill, if people know anything about, if you were in the military or know anything about the military, that's the money that the military pays for you to, it's a program to help veterans go back to school. So I'm on the post 9/11 GI Bill, and I read somewhere that you can get an internship with the VA, Department of Veteran Affairs, as long as you're on the post 9/11 GI Bill. So I went to the regional office. At the time I was in Kansas, I went to the regional office and said, hey, I read this, is this true? I don't know. I don't know anybody who had done it. So, I didn't really need the money, right? So it wasn't about the money. I just wanted the experience. And I knew that I was also looking at an unpaid intern. You know, I guess it's not really about the money, but it's still like a principle. I don't know. So, so there we go. I go there, and sure enough, they said, yes, I could start as soon as I was ready. They gave me some forms to fill out, and they asked me what section I would like to work in, and I told them the accounting section because I needed accounting experience. I didn't want to be standing at the doorway, I guess, taking paperwork when people turn it in or something like that, or I don't know, working in the lab or something. Like, it didn't make any sense. So I was like, yeah, let me see if I can get in an accounting section. So they made a call. The lady said, come on down. So I went down, and they were like, when would you like to start? So I was like, phew, next week is good for me, because I still had some, you know, I was enjoying my time away from having to be somewhere, you know. And so I went in. They gave me all kind of, you know, access to get into everything. I had to do a background check and everything, but everything came out good. So anyway, so I did the intern there, and so I got experience doing accounting work, and it was later that I actually got a real position doing the same job, but actually getting more money. Now, the post 9/11 GI Bill and the voc rehab internship thing, it does pay. It is a paid internship. It only pays minimum wage, but at least it's something, right? And it's like 50 hours. I think you had to do 50, or I had to do 50 hours before I could get paid. But anyway, so that was one of the ways that I made money while I was in college. It wasn't a lot of money, but it was actually pretty nice. Like, I enjoyed it. And I met some great people, and they were planning on, you know, trying to help me get hired, you know, because I knew the whole staff, but I ended up leaving and coming back to Atlanta. So from there, when I got back to Atlanta, before I actually got my real job at the VA, I went and I did Uber, believe it or not. Like, I just tried it. Like, I don't know what made me try Uber. I don't know. Maybe it was something I saw on YouTube or something. I don't know. But I tried Uber, and I enjoyed it, and I made good money doing Uber. Like, my first day, I made like 300 and something my first day. And that was like a bad thing, right? Because if I had to just make like $45 or something like that, like, that would have been okay. But the fact that I made like $300 or something the first day, it like ruined me, you know? I was like, I'm out here, you know, I'm patrolling the streets, like, who tried to get well? And so, and then I made the second day, I made like $192 the second day. And I couldn't understand why you could make so much money. Like, I couldn't understand. It didn't make any sense. So yeah, those were, and then, you know, I became like a Uberer. I don't know if that's a word, a Uberer, right? So that's what I did. And yeah. Anyway, that was my college incomes, right? And so outside of getting money from the GI Bill, because the GI Bill pays you and everything. So fast forward to getting the job at the VA. So I got a job at the VA. I worked there. It was great. And then I moved on to bigger and better things. So anyway, like, subscribe, and if you got any questions, hit me on Instagram at KingCasino1, or you can email me at iamkingcasino@gmail.com. So iamkingcasino@gmail.com. Anyway, holla at your boy. Close your eyes.